So, like, I have a question. It's simple. It's a nice, simple question for the boys. So, Anon's like, I'm gonna get married to her, and Fang is like, I'm gonna get married to him, and they are just like absolutely blown their gaskets over this. And they didn't think to talk over the last 8 years. It just gets really weird in that context. More like these guys have an unhealthy obsession than like a really niche obsession. So I thought to myself, some of this feels like it's more like an arranged marriage, and they've been drugged and brainwashed to be okay with it, more than it feels like they themselves are into it. I'm just saying, man. I feel that the love ain't popping off the page. It feels very disingenuous when people go this hard. Like, even outside of my comment of, like, well, if they're teens, shouldn't there be, like, an element of, like, physicality to it, outside of the extraordinarily squeaky clean stuff that they're doing? Outside of that, even. They're like, it don't feel real, man. It don't feel real. But that's 1 minute of complaints. Let's go! January 31st. At least there's no ambiguity on when this all takes place. Man is writing it out for all of us to see. I mean, I say that as if that's I mean, it's never been a huge issue. But it's nice. After the night talking with NASA, it was clear that there was a lot more going on underneath the surface of the Aron siblings than just a strained relationship. NASA's accident, the reason for his wings being crippled and the bar is covered in scars. I couldn't believe it. The damn bluffs. I've been betrayed by my own hometown. Even after NASA told me that it wasn't my fault that it happened to him, nor was it Lulu's, I couldn't still help but feel some guilt of it. Because, you know, I'm just that good of a guy that I am incapable of properly examining, compartmentalizing, and relativizing my emotions. I was gone, stripped away from the home that I knew, from the friends that I considered my second family, all because of the stupid fucking market crash that left us desperate. If you're going to keep bringing up the market crash, you need to have an economic slant to your story, man. You can't just keep bringing this shit up and not address, like, capitalism, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, you could just not talk about it, you could just talk about the move. But if you're talking specifically the market crash, and Spears brings up the market crash, you have to talk about the market crash, man. Anon's becoming an adult. He will soon be exposed to the market that created the market crash. Should he not think things? No, because he has to go, I'm coming, Fang! Instead. Except he's not coming because it's all squeaky clean. I want to be angry. My parents could have asked for some help from the Aron. We could have lived with Uncle Solly, maybe. Maybe they could have let me there with him. Something. Why didn't you think of any of this? You gave up when Fang told you to give up because you're a big simp and you have no capacity of independent thought. You were like, aw, Fang didn't ask me to call them, so I'm just not going to call them for 8 years. That's so fucked up, man. Listen, I've moved in my life, and I didn't just drop communications with everyone that I used to know. There were some friends that I stuck with, that I clung to. And I wasn't even planning to marry them. This whole week, I've been kicking myself in the ass for it, even when NASA told me I shouldn't. You've already mentioned that. This is literally like a paragraph ago. Should have been there for you, NASA, if I'd known. What you've done, Anon? Would you... That is the music having this weird beep in it. Stop. Wait, hold up. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Is this for me? Is this fucking revamp for me? Why would you repeat this shit? Anyone who's read the story, which is not me, because I kind of was like, listen, I get it right. Oh my god. Or did he speedrun that? Well, I guess he didn't bring it up. So I guess that's just something Anon's brought up later. Okay, fair enough. Then you can bring it up. I was wondering, that'd be so weird. That'd be such a weird rookie mistake. I mean, within the context of fanfiction, it's fine because fanfictions are like published months apart, but it does make the reread a little awkward. That doesn't mean to no control of what's happening. Jesus Christ, Anon. I like how Nasser has to give you therapy. Anon, who, remember, recently gave people some good life advice, has to be just... It's so weird. I don't know what to think about it, man. Though if I must be totally honest, I'm a little grumpy. Don't blame yourself, Anon. You're my brother in all but blood. Maybe you should do one of those bloody handshakes. Now we're blood brothers. Blood brothers? Whatever happens to Lucy. Man, I have to say, this story is like so fucking boring. Holy Swanfather. And again, it's not boring because you're taking too long to get to the point. It's because there's just no point. Like, Anon's emotional maturity is high then low, then high then low, and I get that people develop differently, but He already knows things he shouldn't. He has... What is going on? What is this story? In the back of my seat in math class, I'm running his words that night. Why don't you date Nasser? You're having way more bro moments with him than with Lucy. Just fucking kiss already. Although it's implied that he has kissed a boy before, which probably was Nasser. But it gives comfort to know that he doesn't blame me. Why would he fucking blame you? You weren't even there. The guilt still crawls at the back of my mind. It's like an itch I can't scratch to relieve. Just make it an itch you can't scratch. You don't have to say relief. That's what people do when they scratch, to relieve the itch. Also, you're not fighting sands. What are you talking about? Oh, my sins are crawling on my back. Whoa. The whole week after the weekend proved difficult. I found myself feeling awkward towards Lulu. Even they were having a tough time. We oddly talked. It's ACT, the worst of it. But nothing... I honestly can't care. You guys are so fucking, like, horny for each other. Just so unhealthily obsessed with each other. I don't believe for a second anything's gonna happen. The threat isn't realistic. What are you doing, Swanfather? Wasting my time. Establish a proper, credible threat. It can't be them. I don't believe these people can hate each other like this. You either have to set that shit up or bring in an outside source as threat. Don't fucking do this. You're wasting my time. They never said good. Never came to say good morning to me. We didn't talk at all in silence. I rubbed my temples with force, groaned quietly. God, this is so fucking frustrating. What am I doing wrong? Well, you're not doing what Nasser told you, which is to tell fucking Fang already. What the fuck is going on with me? Talk! Paper ball lands on my desk, obviously from reading Trish. Opening it. Like, all of this is so much worse because he just basically fucking gushed in front of Rosa and Stella, entirely oblivious to Fang being there, which is just the stupidest fucking setup. What are you doing, Swanfather? What are you actually doing here? Can I get a look into your mind why you thought any of this was a good idea? Oh, but I got up surprised it's not a summons, but once a question. Would sit with us for lunch? We'll be in the auditorium again. Riyadh. Looking up, seeing Trish for the right correction. Read the story. Oh my god. Holy shit. You know, nothing to something was a fuck up, but nothing to something's fuck ups were often so very often hidden by poor English. You know, it kind of obfuscated. It made a shit heap smell almost a little more like a chemical spill. So at least it had that. This is just like, what are you doing, man? Stop! It's like I'm seeing Nasser walk towards the lights. I'm like, Nasser, why aren't you stopping? I'm telling you to stop. I've grabbed you. I've pulled at you, and you just keep going. You're like, no, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. Or not even that. You're just like, you're just pretending it's fine somehow. Who brainwashed you into thinking this was a good idea? I hope this goes somewhere, because otherwise I'm like, man, you had a perfect setup for some pretty interesting plot ideas, and you did none of them. None of this is interesting. This is all just dramatics for the sake of it. It's performative plot. Oh, that's actually a really interesting way to put it. Performative plot. Plot that pretends to be interesting, but in truth has no substance. And is merely people, you know, it's like, oh man, it's a love triangle, but we don't know what it's gonna be. Lulu isn't the dino nugget shit, that's bad. What's eating today? Did they take that from home? When did they fry these? Did they just eat fucking cold-ass nuggets? Ugh. Wait, could it be about yesterday? Crap! The lack of eating the food is fucking concerned. Having a hard time approaching me. If it's us for a day, I keep going. Sure, I'm on my way. First, is making me want to climb shit. Don't climb poop, Anon. That's bad for your feet. Walking up this also, you get your hands covered in it. Trish, what do you shut it? Ow, 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 ow. Oh, shit, she's strong. No, Anon, it's because you're a big fat loser. We've already established this. Trish, let me go now. What? Why is she letting go? You're a giant fucking loser. I'm not gonna be bullied by the likes of her. Please, Anon. This is not how Anon talks. This is such fucking normie-ass Inko bullshit. Why is Inko here? Get Inko out of my Anon, please. I don't want incest like that. Gotta confess. I think at this rate, I'm gonna have to stop before we get to the end, right? I think we've run into this problem again. Now, admittedly, this has happened a lot, right? And I'm starting to wonder if I'm just a sap for endings, right? Because, like, Power Washing Simulator is kind of like, okay, sorry. But then the ending song plays, and I was like, oh man, what a beautiful video game. And I winked away a tear. And Power Wash Simulator is not high art. It is not high art. It actually was like where it was the plot, and then it suddenly goes, here's the plot. I'm like, ah, there it is. But you know, it's a video game, so it's like, yeah, man, as long as I get to video my video game, it's fine. I'll live. What are you talking about, Anon? You're practically pissing your pants over Fang. Sure, you don't. Anon, you've been constantly sweating droplets over the fact that Fang is like this. What's going on with you people? Oh my god, I hate these fucking people. I hate them. This is so fake. It's so goddamn fake. Okay, you wanna know how you can make this work, right? You wanna know how you can make this work? Get rid of the necklace. Get rid of the necklace. Get rid of all of this shit. Anon has been away for 8 years, and he's like, man, 8 years was a long time. Fang probably doesn't think of any of that. Maybe he keeps the necklace at home now. And Fang doesn't mention anything. Fang is very different, and I was like, oh, Fang has changed so much. I guess Fang is no longer who I love. And Fang sees Anon, and she's like, well, you know, it's been 8 years. And he doesn't have the feather with him. I guess things have changed. And they both are like, man, guess things have changed. And now you have this logical location from which this divergence comes. And then they start talking. It's like, oh, I started a band. And Anna's like, oh, you know, I'm online. And they're these very different people. And it's like, they don't know if they can connect anymore. They have to find that common ground. And then they go to the aquarium, despite the fact that neither of them likes fucking aquariums. And somehow it's ending 4. But they should go on a date, and it's like, let's go to a museum. And then Anon's like, oh, I saw that music online. And then they go to a video game museum. It's like, oh, and Fang's like, oh, I saw that video game once with Nasser. And you slowly build that bridge back until they realize, oh, we were never apart all along. And it's this rekindling of old love, and this growing back together, but not on the terms of children where they're obsessed and fucking gushing over each other, but this mature relationship of two adults who realize that, sure, as children, they had this superficial understanding of love, but now their love is true and pure and made of something stronger than that. It is built on the foundation of childhood and strengthened with the maturity of an adult, and that will be great. But you've already fucked that up. You can't do that anymore. Like, the characters know. This is already established. There's no reason for me to give a shit. I know they're going to be fine because they've literally said that already. Why would things go poorly? Like, what can Trish do? What can Trish actually do? Think about this. What power does Trish have to actually keep these two apart? They are in school. They have classes together where Trish isn't involved. Trish is not going to attack Fang. She can try to attack Anon, but that would only work up to a limited extent before, like, the cops and school gets involved. So there's a limit to what she can do before the story would, like, lose its potential. Because it's like, how the fuck does Trish have the capacity to beat Anon up 10 times in a week without someone giving a shit? This man has been walking around with a black eye for weeks. You can't do that. But you can. What can Trish do at this point? What actual problem can she create that is beyond these people to overcome? If fucking Anon and Fang in the original game can overcome all that fucking... What can you do, Trish? What can you actually do? What can actually make the story interesting at this point? It's like I'm waiting for the bus, and it's right there at the corner, and it's like waving and pretending it's fine. I have to wait. Get to the fucking good parts, man. Stop. Also, I just want to point this out, but having characters constantly say that they love each other is not interesting romance. Not at all. Also, Anon is not big hugely. He needs to be big huge, man. He needs to have big hands. Hands as big as her head, a chest as big as her entire body. She doesn't come up to his waist. That's apparently how female romance likes to write it. The lady romance. For the ladies. Wink, wink. I wish I was kidding, but the amount of, like... stories like that are fundamentally about, like, oh, I'm such a little woman, he's so big, I barely come up to his nipples. It's so exhausting. Look, I know it was Fang, but if they wanted to talk to me, they would have already. Shut up! Why are you this stupid? I made her respect that choice not to talk to me. Has she said she doesn't want to talk to you? Like, I don't feel like you've actually tried anything. You're just like, I haven't... Hold up. You want to know exactly what this fucking moment is? That Simpsons fucking gag, right? There's that Simpsons gag.
Yeah, you've got to help us, Doc. We've tried nothing, and we're all out of ideas.
That was a joke. That was meant to be a joke. That's not good writing. This man is shitting on every single writer's grave with like how performative this plot is. It's like, oh, something is happening. I'm like, no, it's not. Nothing is happening. In fact, the antithesis of something is happening. And it's not even interesting that nothing is happening, because the reason nothing is happening is stupid. Trish deflates instantly. Trish has a point, man. Maybe you should talk and do something. So I talked to them during music. Don't fuck this up. So I put you to... Yeah, what can Trish do? Going with fingers to appear. Oh, that carf head. Oh, there's the Trish I know. You've met her for like a month. What do you mean, the Trish I know? She doesn't want to talk to you, and you've seen each other for like a month? Like, your relationship's not tight enough to know the Trish that you know. Maybe you could have done this if, like, you and Fang had, like, telephone or internet communications for a while, and there's been this long-distance relationship. And it's like, oh, there's the Trish that Fang kept telling me about. Maybe I can really talk to... Music was... I them. Why'd they even come to class? Like, I'm not even asking for all that much. I'm just asking for literally anything. Just open the tap for like a second to let some water into the bucket, man. Don't point at the dust and say that's water. There's no sign of them. Wait, hold up. Hold up. We're doing the rooftop scene? We're doing the rooftop scene. We're doing the rooftop scene? I guess. We just did the whole thing with Nasser. We're just doing the... Oh, God. Now, on the plus side, this can get interesting and messy. Because I imagine that you could bring up the whole Nasser thing, and she's like, why the fuck would Nasser just tell you that? I told him not to tell anyone. You know, some fucking conflict. Where it's like, I understand that you two are friends, but I told him not to tell anyone, including you. In fact, I especially told him not to tell you because it's embarrassing and I hate it. But that's not going to happen because that would require that these characters have anything going on in their lives. Trail of Feathers. Oh no, she's hurting Lucy. Oh no, Lucy, you're all messed up. In the original game, this was way more interesting. Because Anon doesn't care that much, and it's like, Anon, you kind of have to do something right now, or this is going to end really poorly. So there's an inherent tension of, like, Anon is the worst man for the job, and their relationship is like, but we don't have any of that. So it's like, I don't give a shit. It's going to be fine. This is the kind of story where that's going to happen. There's no stakes, because any stakes have to be immediately swashed aside for them going, oh, I love you so much. Send a letter quickly. Admittedly, this does make logical sense. Like, if you just stop talking like a complete fucking idiot to your loved one, yeah, after a couple of days, they'd probably do something dramatic to get your attention because they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Why won't you talk to me? I won't be ignored. Damn it, Lou. Fang. No, the other name. Get this fucking gag-ass shit. It's been a month, man. It's been a fucking month. You should be better than this. Like, it's not that hard. It's been a month. Fuck off. Got their attention, they stepped ahead towards... Actually, it's not even been a month. It's been like 3 weeks, because he arrived the 6th. Yeah, they know the Trish I know for about 3 weeks. I've known her for almost 20 days, I guess. Please talk to me. Call me Lulu! What? Call me Lulu, then we'll talk. I like how we're establishing the fucking Lulu problem this early on, but I feel that that's a problem that should take longer. I feel like if let me talk about this. If you genuinely want the whole gender thing to be like a significant issue that's stretching throughout much of Fang's life, it has to be something that comes up later down the line. It has to be something where Fang is like, no, but I have to stick to this. I can't just say no to this. It has to be one of the last things that gets solved, or it has to be the catalyst for change. We're in Chapter 7. We can't solve this now. That's better. It's really weird when you call me Fang. Doesn't that imply that you don't like the name Fang? You haven't seen him in 8 years. How is that stuck around? Lulu turns towards me. Lulu, you can really see full Caldera from up here. It's a 3-story school building. Practically an art piece. Get that Inco ass bullshit out of here. This must be their perch. It's a rooftop, Anon. A peaceful and quiet place. That's not what perches are. I admit it's relaxing. Maybe I should hang out with them. Do you ever feel like you don't... we're doing this? Okay. Okay, listen. It's almost 20 minutes. But I'm going to have to throw my... We're genuinely throwing the beans down. On the table. Are we doing the rooftop scene verbatim? Not like quoted, but like... Oh, God. Oh, yeah, we're doing it verbatim. I don't know how to feel about this, man. Like I could just go and play Snoot Game if I want this story, right? The only difference is that Anon wants to fuck Fang a little harder. And I guess Trish has like a little less leverage. No one's ever once said, good job, Fang. It was so hard to get people noticing. Anon, of course, Anon is quiet. Anon is quiet because he knows that's the good ending. Listen, a lot of Snoot Game is heavily predicated on the fact that it is a video game where you're intended not to get ending 4 at first. If you get ending 4 first, Snoot Game kind of falls apart in a really weird way. It doesn't work anymore. But come on, man, you can't just copy shit that exists for the. I'm so tired. I'm so goddamn tired. I just want to fall over. I just want to quit YouTube, right? I kind of just want to quit YouTube. I feel like I'm hurting myself for no payoff. There, like the few times if it comes by that's actually good, it either just insists on devouring its own son like Saturn, right in front of me, as if it's somehow a good replacement for the comedy bit I was promised. I should have trusted my gut feeling that I stopped reading this because it turned bad. Ripley and Samantha. But also able to notice me. Maybe my parents, they hate me. Everyone hates me. They deflate completely. You do know that, like, there's an interesting element to be said that the rooftop scene is supposed to be an echo between two other scenes, but there's also a great argument to be made for the fact that any linear narrative under the scruples of multiple choice is going to ultimately fall apart and has to do too many things at once to really work. The point I'm trying to make is that I just don't know if you can copy the scene verbatim and have it work, because part of it is supposed to mirror the things that happen in E4 and E3, in E4, the E4 and E1, because they show up at the roof again, and one Fang jumps off because Anon let go and doesn't actually care. And then the other one, they hold on and I don't know, man. There's just so much going on. I don't. That's not true. Nasa. Then say it. Why are you being so fucking stupid about this? That's not true. Nasa loves you, he says over there, far. God damn it. This is not something Anon should think. He should say this. This is not a thought. This is a. Why? Like, Anon is not antisocial in this in that way. He's not been made out to be this. Oh my god, he mumbles and he doesn't mumble this. What the fuck are we doing? You're using the mumbling thing, but he doesn't mumble when it matters. Oh shit, my stomach hurts. Am I getting constipated from this shit? Oh, that's appropriate. Shit does tend to be the thing that constipates you. I'm such a burden. I never once sort of considered for human sake, human Jesus' sake. I love her. I don't like that people say Raptor Jesus or human Jesus. Also, Raptor Jesus is uppercase, but this isn't. Is Raptor Jesus a different Jesus? Are they two Jesus? God damn it, man. God fucking damn it. I yell at you about my preferred name and you accept it openly, avoid diseases, you respect my distance, you give me space. And on why are you such a respectful husband? Why are you such a simp? Why are you changing yourself? Changing how? If I ask someone to give me space, I'm like, yeah, man, sure, gotcha. And if someone says, hey, can you call me something else? I'm like, yeah, sure, gotcha, buddy. Because that's the polite thing to do. Why are you pretending like this is a character flaw? Because he loves you. Well, this doesn't feel all that relevant. Fucking talk. Like, you want to know the big thing about these moments, right? Hold on, let's pull up. Oh, fuck it, we're pulling up the rooftop scene. We're pulling up the rooftop scene, everyone. Please get your seats. Where's the rooftop scene? Wow. I forgot that's chapter 5. Holy shit. How is this chapter 5, man? This game has got some funky ass flow to it. What is it with you that you lack an identity but know exactly who you are? Also, shouldn't Fang be like super frustrated? Like, shouldn't these people be frustrated? They haven't seen each other for 8 years. They've lacked support networks. Everyone hates them. Like, Fang feels very milquetoast comparatively. I don't know how to say it, but I know that I'm me. Yeah, in the original, Anon doesn't even think all that much, and I think that's kind of important. Like, the reason Anon says nothing, he also doesn't think anything. You can't just put this shit in here. These are things he should say, right? In the original, Anon doesn't know what to say. Anon genuinely has no idea what to say to tell the Fang because he doesn't have that same problem. So what can he say other than platitudes and things he doesn't believe in? So he can't say anything. But if you include, come on, man, Swanfather, do you know why that scene is the way it is? Do you understand critical literary analysis? I'm getting a headache from all the screaming, man. I just... I'm getting an actual headache, man. Jesus. Where am I? Damn it. The one over left. Oh no, they finally heard me mumble. After years. Fucking Swanfather, I'm sorry, man. Together. Jesus Christ. Holy shit, man. Swanfather, you seem like the kind of person who understands what a fucking plot is, what narrative is, what like. You felt like the kind of person who understands the importance of plot, themes, characters, and backstory of lore, like the four major cornerstones with which you can build an interesting setting and story. But like the characters, ugh, the plot, ugh, the themes, ugh, kind of toxic themes actually, and the lore is like what do you have? You're quoting shit verbatim, except Anon wants to kiss Fang's butthole a little more. Wow, what an innovation! It's called plagiarism, man. Anon, shouldn't you say something? Isn't the whole point been that you don't communicate? You can't just not communicate. The whole setup so far has been that you two motherfuckers need to talk, right? Thematically, what's been set up is that the lack of communication between these two is a massive issue. Anon cannot just not talk at this point. In the other one, the problem is kind of that Anon just spews out shit and talks about shit he doesn't understand because he's a little know-it-all 4chaner who thinks he's got the whole world figured out. You know, he's a sheeple, but he thinks he knows better than the wokes, despite being led by the nose by someone else. He's oblivious to the fact that he is still a slave, and then he laughs about it, and it creates this hypocrisy where he denies himself any agency or responsibility. And the whole point is that he has to take the responsibility of not saying something for once, despite the fact that he's about shit posting and snarky comments. This is the scene where he shuts the fuck up and listens to someone else and their problems, and instead of giving them snarky remarks, he just answers. You can't copy that verbatim for this Anon. It's not Inko's problem. No longer waiting for you. I feel like this should have come up earlier, but hey, nice that we're bringing this up. And yet here you are coming back talking. Nothing's fucking changed. You want to talk about it? You want to fucking talk about it or something? I don't know. You want to talk about it? It feels like an important thing to do. But no, Anon's not going to talk because the original scene is you gotta be quiet, and I so fucking hate that everyone misunderstands why. You can't copy a scene verbatim if you don't know why it works that way. The point of the scene, the reason it keeps giving you opportunities, is because it is a test for you to shut the hell up and listen, and to stop pretending you know better. Anon does not know better. You as the player need to understand that, internalize that, and go with that flow. That's the trick, is that it takes forever, and it feels like you're supposed to say something, like the game master's going, are you sure you don't want to say something? That's the trick. That's the scene. But it doesn't work transliterated directly without properly. It's honestly one of the rare few moments where I feel like the ludonarrative harmony kind of comes together. Because in so many stories, you're incentivized to say something, say something. That's how those games work. So having it be a quiet moment kind of works from that weird perspective. It should have been deeper into the game, in my experience, after you've already done a bunch of stuff where answering is the right, where talking is the solution, so that it feels more like a twist. But whatever, man. Holy shit, I'm so pissed off. I think I'm gonna do the thing I gotta do. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, fuck him. I wish you stayed. I wish I ran away with you. God, I'm a monster. No, I'm not a monster. I'm Lucy's fucking mate. Please, please, listen, man. I've talked to furries. Don't use the word mate, please. It's cringe. It's fucking cringe, bro. Also, it implies that like there's different social dynamics, which there aren't. Oh my god, I'm losing my goddamn mind. Ugh. Damn. They let out a surprise squawk, squawk. Eh, eh. Like in the Donkey Kong when you shoot a little egg, he goes. Eh. Shit, I'm losing my goddamn mind. A few chances joking a sub, despite there being non-binary. All I could see is a girl in crisis because I'm straight. I'm a man. Except I'm the girliest man around. Girl desperately in need of a hug. Oh my god, please, Anon. Could you please do what the rooftop scene is about and shut the fuck up? You do me a big solid with that one. And again, I understand who am I, Nani, who am I? I don't know. She all those fucking things. How can you be so certain of yourself? None of this fucking matters, man. For this scene, like, the entirety of Snoot Game is kind of about, like, Anon being a guy who has entirely been fabricated by the internet. He's just like Inko, a guy made by the internet who has no intentions of shaping himself. He is both responsible for nothing, yet somehow aware of everything. He pretends that he's the smartest man in the world, but he knows nothing. It's supposed to be... That's the point, is that Anon isn't anyone, really. He could be you, he could be me. Because there's nothing to him. And the point is, God, fuck off. I'm getting confused. I'm confusing myself now. Really that simple? Yeah, because all those fucking movies make it so complicated. I think that's a big point to pull out, right? Like, a lot of movies and media like to pretend that it's such a big fucking revelation. Like, it's the God's little gift to you, but it's not. It's just that simple sometimes. I feel like, but stop! Why is there a space there? That space tends to happen when you put in special markup, but the markup includes the quotation marks. So what happened here? I have the right to tell you who you are and what you should ever shall be. Never call yourself a burden. I fucking miss you. Nani, nani. Oh, we have an epilogue, because of course we fucking took some time to... You can't end this chapter on not tell... Like, is there anything to tell other than, by the way, the obvious thing is true? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I'm losing it. I can't. Oh, and we're switching to Fang's POV for 8. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna take like 30 minutes or so to just clear my head. You know how nothing else matters felt like the most vapid, nothing is actually happening? Nothing is nothing else matters. Nothing actually changed. It was unwilling to actually have a discussion about homosexuality and queerness and how non-binarism interacts with homosexuality and all that stuff. Like, it didn't want to talk about any of that shit about masculinity and femininity and all that garbage. It didn't want to talk about any of that. And now this feels like it wants to set up a sequence without actually having to... I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Honestly, if AO3's entire server, all of it just burnt down tomorrow, I'd be happy. I'd wake up a happy man, free of the chains of fate. And you know what they say, sometimes you gotta take matters into your own hand on that kind of stuff, instead of hoping and wishing for things to happen.